There's a quiet power in a man who walks alone, not because he has to, but because he chooses to. You've probably seen him. He's not loud, he's not trying to prove anything. He moves through the world with a certain calm, detached from the noise, focused on his purpose. While everyone else is chasing validation, he's sharpening his mind, building his foundation. And here's the truth. The longer a man is single, the more dangerous he becomes, not in the reckless, destructive sense, but in the Stoic sense. He becomes emotionally independent. He learns how to think clearly, not impulsively. He builds discipline, self-respect, a solid identity. See, modern culture loves to paint the single man as incomplete, like he's just waiting around for someone to come along and save him from loneliness. But the Stoic knows better. He understands that solitude is sacred, that it's not an empty space to be filled. It's a powerful place to become. And when a man embraces that, he doesn't settle, he doesn't chase, he attracts. In this video, we're diving into the Stoic truth behind why time alone doesn't weaken a man. It refines him. And if you're walking that path right now, I want you to know, you're not falling behind, you're leveling up. If you're new here, welcome to Stoic Think, where we explore the mindset, habits, and philosophy that turn everyday men into grounded, powerful leaders. Hit that subscribe button if you're ready to live with more clarity and strength. Let's break this down. 2. The power of solitude. Solitude isn't loneliness, it's training. When a man spends time alone without distractions, something starts to shift. At first, it's uncomfortable. The silence feels heavy. The urge to reach out, to fill the space with someone, anyone, creeps in. But a Stoic man learns to sit with that discomfort. He studies it, and in doing so, he begins to master himself. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." That's the core of it. The longer a man is single, not bitter, not resentful, just single and self-aware, the more he tunes into his own thoughts. He sees what drives him, what distracts him, what matters and what doesn't. He starts setting real standards, not just for others, but for himself. He builds discipline because no one else is pushing him. He builds resilience because there's no one to fall back on. He builds peace because he's no longer chasing chaos. And here's what makes that dangerous. Most people are ruled by their emotions. They need validation, attention, and connection just to feel okay. But the Stoic man, he becomes whole in solitude. And when a man is whole, he's no longer easy to manipulate. He's not afraid to walk away. He's not swayed by appearances. He sees clearly, and he chooses deliberately. This kind of man doesn't just attract the right partner, he attracts the right life. 3. Standards, strength, and the Stoic edge. Here's something most people don't understand. The longer a man is single, the sharper his standards become. Not because he's picky, but because he's been tested. He's spent time alone with his thoughts, his habits, his demons. He's not looking for someone to distract him from himself. He's already faced who he is. So if someone's going to enter his life, they have to add to it. Seneca said, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." That doesn't just apply to friends. It applies to who you date, who you love, who you build with. A man who's spent time developing himself doesn't want drama. He doesn't want games. He doesn't want surface-level connection. He wants alignment, peace, growth. And because he's not desperate, he doesn't settle. Because he's not afraid of being alone, he's hard to manipulate. And because he's lived without external validation, he moves with calm, not need. Now that doesn't mean he's cold or closed off. In fact, a Stoic man is deeply present when he chooses to connect. He's not distracted, he listens, he leads, he respects himself and the people he allows into his world. But the key word is choice. He's not pulled by emotion, he's guided by principle. And that's rare, that's attractive, that's powerful. Because at the end of the day, a man who knows how to be alone is a man no one can control. Stick around. In the next part, We'll explore how this kind of strength not only changes your relationships, but how people treat you, respect you, and follow your lead. 4. Influence, respect, and unshakable presence. When a man becomes grounded through solitude, something subtle but powerful begins to happen. People start treating him differently, not because he demands it, but because they can feel it. His presence speaks before he does. He's not easily impressed and not easily shaken. He doesn't rush to fill silences, doesn't react emotionally, and doesn't seek approval. Why? Because he already knows who he is. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." That's the kind of patience a Stoic man develops when he's walked alone for long enough. He's okay being misunderstood. He's okay being underestimated. Because he's not playing for applause. He's playing the long game. That kind of energy commands respect. In conversations, he listens more than he speaks. In conflict, he chooses his battles. In chaos, he remains calm. And people notice. Leaders are drawn to him. Women are curious about him. Even critics tread carefully. Because he doesn't react the way they expect. He becomes unshakable. And not because he built walls around himself, but because he built himself. This is the true gift of a man who's embraced being single for a season. He doesn't just become a better partner down the line. He becomes a stronger man, friend, mentor, and leader now. His time alone wasn't a waiting room. It was a forge. And when the time comes to let someone in, it's not from a place of need. It's from a place of wholeness. Let's wrap this up in part 5 with the final takeaway and how to carry this mindset into your own life starting today. Ready? 5. The Stoic path forward. So here's the truth most people never realize. The longer a man is single, not lonely, not bitter, just single with purpose, the more solid he becomes. It's not about avoiding relationships. It's about becoming the kind of man who never needs one to feel complete. He doesn't chase validation. He doesn't settle for less than peace. He holds himself to a higher standard. And because of that, his world rises to meet him. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." And that's exactly what time alone gives a man. Clarity of thought, clarity of purpose, clarity of self. If you're in that season right now, embrace it, use it. Don't waste your solitude. Let it sharpen you. Because the man who knows how to be alone, the man who's built in silence, the man who's grounded in principle, not impulse, that man becomes a force, calm, focused, untouchable. And when he finally chooses to let someone in, it's not because he's incomplete, it's because he's overflowing. If this message resonated with you, let it fuel you. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Stoic Think, where we don't just talk Stoicism, we live it. Leave a comment and let me know. What's one thing your time alone has taught you about yourself? Until next time, walk with calm, act with purpose, and never forget, your solitude is your strength.